Hello and welcome to edumate.tv. I'm Chetan Sharma. We learn to live and live to learn in what has become critical times in the education field, particularly when the COVID environment has taken over our lives and has put us in a bit of a spot, in fact, several spots. And this is a time when history has been written across the geography of Mother Earth, making us reboot, rethink before we rebuild a very new future. Education has had its unique sets of challenges and solutions which are now becoming the new normal. And to discuss that and much more, we put ourselves at the spot, and we'd like to resort and take views from those who've been at the helm of it all, the wise men, the wise chancellors. Hello and welcome to the Wise Chancellor Show. Today a very special guest all the way from a beautiful place in Dehradun, the ICFAI University. Heading that is Dr. Muddu Vinay, PhD MSc, and he's the Dean IBS and the Pro VC at the University of ICFAI in Dehradun. He's had 30 years of experience in education, training, planning, management, and consultancy, known to establish organizations and lead them to excellence. That's been the brand motto of Dr. Vinay. Well, currently he's an expert peer committee member, National Board of Accreditation of the Government of India in New Delhi. He's also been the chairman of the IQAC, that's the International Quality Assessment Cell, the proctor in the University of California, the Berkeley Extension. He spearheaded several postgraduate programs in collaboration with reputed schools in India, Australia, New Zealand, the UK, Singapore, as well as Malaysia. He's been an expert member of various professional organizations that include higher education, the UK India Education Research Initiative, the UK IERI, the World Bank, as well as MHRD. What a pleasure to have you, sir, on our show. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, sir.
COVID has put to test everything that we learned in the past and threatens to distort a lot we anticipate in the future. What's your take?
See, as far as ICFAI Dehradun is concerned, and when this COVID had attacked in the month of March, and on March 21st, the government of Uttarakhand told that all the educational institutions should be closed, and it is only lockdown period. I think we have not had any issues with the COVID because the technology has made us the better than what we are in the face-to-face.
But sir, technology at your end may be good. But that having been said, look at the external environment, and this country is facing problems not just because you can disseminate through technology, but it requires all your students, and several of them, of course, will be living in rural India as well, to have devices to receive the technology, which unfortunately is not the case. And the sinister digital divide looms large in front of us.
Chetan, I agree your point, which most of the population of India is rural, that's 80% and 20%. We have around 2,000 students. We have 4 schools. There's ICFAI Business School, ICFAI Law School, ICFAI Tech School, and ICFAI Education School. Almost all 95% of the students are outside Uttarakhand. Out of the 95%, there are certain students are there in the remote areas. In the starting, we faced the problems with the students who are in the rural areas where they cannot connect the bandwidth or they don't have the internet. In this technology world, everybody has a smartphone, but some of them does not know how to use it completely. So what we did in this regard, the 20% of the students were not able to have this technology completely. We've trained them in the different tools. So we have identified the people who are not having the technology, which they are not able to reach. We have taken the 20% and we have taken that separately, and we made the other alternatives to get the knowledge to them.
That's interesting. And the model of having most of your students from outside Uttarakhand is also very interesting. Perhaps makes a lot of sense. given that, people from across the country flock to various places to study, not just in India, even overseas. And of course, Dehradun is a beautiful valley to be there.
Yeah.
So obviously it would be very encouraging. But that having been said, I'm not quite sure if the Uttarakhand government would be very happy about that, because they obviously also want a lot of Uttarakhand local residents to be studying. That's one. And second, do you see this strategy being challenged? Because most of the university heads I've spoken to this time suggest that post-COVID, people would try to would stay within their own confines once they've gone back home. They'd like to seek education in their own states, in their own environment. And because, just like the migrant labor crisis, the migrant students would also somewhere down the line have some kind of a mental block. That's what most of them fear. And in that environment, would that be a serious challenge for you?
In my everywhere where I talk, quality makes the difference. Okay, if an institution gives the quality, you don't have the boundaries. The people are. I give a live example of ICFAI Business School, where we have the MBA. You know that ICFAI Business School is one of the top in the world.
Without a doubt.
Now, at present, we have started already the classes from June 1st. And believe it or not, we have completed the admissions, 150. Out of 150, again, and my point here is almost all 90% of the students from outside. And we started the classes, and online classes are going on very well. And all 150 students are attending the online classes till the government regulations gives us to ask the face-to-face class. This is a live example I'm telling you. Second live example I will tell you, we have completed 100 admissions and we have intake is only, and we are not taking the admission, both in a ICFAI Business School and Education School. Again, Education School, most of the students are from outside. So this is, I think, your example makes very clearly, quantity is not the important. So when you have a quality, automatically the student never sees that where I am going. And as far as the COVID is concerned regarding the admissions, we have till now not had that issue of the admissions. And the students are very happy. The intra-semester sessions are happening. Okay, the assessments are happening. Whatever it is, the case studies are happening for the B school and all the things. There is no change in that completely.
That's extremely encouraging and extremely reassuring, not just for students, but for parents as well as the teaching fraternity, as well as other universities. In fact, the lesson out there is that it's important to build yourself to a brand of reputation and build your credibility, because eventually then wherever you are, whatever be the situation, students will come to you. If not offline, at least online. Talk us through this strategy of ICFAI. ICFAI, of course, has been a signature organization. I'm very well conversant with its history, and which really makes us actually feel that we can build institutions like this going forward. We have to look even beyond the IITs and the IIMs and build institutions like ICFAI. So tell us what the USPs are.
The USP of ICFAI is very clear, is the teaching and learning. ICFAI Business School is one of the best business schools in the world to publish case studies. I think last, if you couple of months, if you see in the news, we have got a lot of awards in the case study. ICFAI University Dehradun is the only university which has ranked 44th in the world out of 50 in industrial application, which was published by WURI, W-U-R-I, World Universities Ranking Institutions.
ICFAI has been an institution of highest repute. It's brought this country, a lot of pride, not just because of the quality it's imparted, but also the way it's grown, and it's grow, in all remote areas, thereby making education inclusive in this country. And that's something that really fascinates me as an individual, as a professional, as somebody who's been studying education as a vertical, and makes me very proud. But particularly in Dehradun, what would you say is the USP of the institute? Which are the courses, and how are you looking at future courses? Because the new normal, which is now unfolding, as I speak, is about very differentiated courses, more about sustainability, a lot of new things, artificial intelligence, robotics, and what have you.
So I went this in ICFAI University, Dehradun in 2018 as a pro-vice chancellor. Now I'm the vice chancellor. See, what I see in the sustainability is very important in every area. The engineering courses there is a lot of downfall completely. In Dehradun, the courses which are sustainable, because we don't have more courses, because we in a university, we wanted to have less courses, give the quality, make the sustain, then go. For example, we have a B school. In the B school, we have MBA and BBA. And ICFAI University Dehradun is specialized in the law. ICFAI Law School is one of the premier of law school. We have more than 1,300 students in the law school only. So that is a USP of our law. And believe it or not, the Dehradun has is the education hub. So we have a top universities like you have UPSC, you have a Graphicara, you have a DIT and all the things. More than 1 lakh to 1.5 lakh students coming from outside. I'm telling, only Dehradun. And you have less students of local. What I was telling that less students of locals.
You mentioned something very beautiful a little while back, which is from the founder of ICFAI, when he said, our motto is to teach and learn. It reflects humility. It reflects the quest for knowledge. It reflects of the constant need to keep upgrading yourself and updating yourself. This environment, what would be your advice to to various sections of the edu ecosphere? A, the students, B, the teachers, and C, the parallel VCs like yourself.
We should not compromise with the quality. The latest, what is happening should be about what I say, that academic industry orientation. You have to build the students what the industry wants completely. It is not that when I studied in 1980, the same thing should be done into that completely. You should be with the environment. What is going on? For example, I will tell you, I am in Dehradun. So I have to see to that what I need for a Dehradun students to be done and what is the environment I do. I should not compare with the Bangalore metropolitan city. So the Dehradun is in Himalayas. It's a good, what we started with, it's a good environment, it's a good mountains and all the things. Yes. So how you make your education in this year completely and give the value system to the students, what industry wants. See, every student want his career. If he's joining an MBA program by paying 10 lakhs, he wanted the career should be there. He wanted the placement should be there. But the placement only comes when he is fit for the industry, not industry of 20 years back. The industry, the latest environment, what are the tools are there, we have to give to.
I think that's a beautiful point, and that's that's one of our mottos at edumate.tv is employability. If I put whatever you said in one word. I mean, this country is not just suffering from employment, it's suffering from the more dreaded and the more sinister disease, I'd say, of employability. And for that, you need 3 R's. You need to be relevant, you need to be responsive, and you need to be responsible. I mean, all 3 in the same breath. And, that's very, very critical. So thank you for highlighting that as well. But you also have the advantage, of having the current HRD minister from your state. Has Dehradun benefited from that in any special way?
We are benefited, and he gives the importance to the state. Whichever the education is there, he does that.
We've heard about ICFAI. It's a great brand. Most people know of the brand. Now I want to know about the brand called Dr. Muddu. Talk us through your career, which I know has been exemplary. I've just got a few insights which I read out of the initial pieces. Guide us with that, because a part of this program is not just to to talk to students and to talk to parents and some teachers. It's also to talk to several people who want to follow education as a career path. And for that, people like you are truly inspiration. Talk us through your career.
See, actually, I've born to the family of teachers. So I can say that I'm a particularly, I never say that I'm a vice chancellor, I'm a dean or all of that. I say to everybody, I am normally a teacher, gives the knowledge where the student wants. Basically, I'm the son of a teacher. My father is Dr. Vishnath Muddu. He's a late, he was a dean in Usmania University College of Education. Basically, I'm from Hyderabad. And I'm having more than 30 years of experience in the education only. I've not changed everything, but I've moved different states and I've moved outside the country. I established 2 international B schools. Before this assignment, I was in Presidency College, one of the renowned university in Bangalore for 8 years. And I've been the responsible to get the NAC accreditations, both A and A plus to the Presidency College. That Presidency College has been converted to the private university, wherein I was involved to get the university to that completely. When I was in Presidency College, because I'm the fan of NJSSP. I also worked previously with the NJY directly. The senior management had requested me that why don't you come to the ICFAI back and we want you to develop this ICFAI Dehradun. Then I joined as a pro-vice chancellor in ICFAI Dehradun in 2018 and first studied the environment. Because at that time there are a lot of issues which are happening completely. So it took for me 2 years to make the ICFAI University the quality brand. June 11th, we got the world ranking 44. I've been in the National Board of Accreditations. I think I visited more than 50 business schools, that also top business schools like V School in Mumbai and BeamTech in Noida. Wherever I go to the institutions as a peer committee expert member, I take the USP of that institution, what development they have done, what are the initiatives they have done completely. Then I try to execute. I am not a person to read and do it. That is my USP. I am positive oriented towards the staff. Because today, in any industry or anything, team is where it gives a success. My first importance is to my team. Whatever they wanted, I will try to give to them first. Then I will extract it. Today, the university, we got a lot of ranks. NAC has been accredited for us completely, and we are world ranked. This is because of my all team members of ICFAI, Dehradun faculty, and the staff completely.
Everything that you've said points out to the traits of a true leader. And it's quite remarkable to hear those words. Exactly what any script of leadership would tell you, Dr. Muddu. So thank you for highlighting that as well. I'm going to take a couple of questions before we end the show. What, from your point of view, is the most critical gap in India's education system? I mean, people have talked about COVID being a crisis, but every crisis throws an opportunity. There's no doubt about the fact that India's education system, by and large, had become irrelevant for several people. For the reasons that you mentioned, it is irrelevant to provide jobs. This is an opportunity as well. So where do you think are the biggest gaps right now?
You see, I'm not comparing with the top institutions of IIMs, IITs, the higher education system which we take on is commercialization. Out of, I think, 100%, which are talking only the institutions, in that around 60% of the institutions are only run by the political people. They do for the business only. I'm very frank. Whoever teaches, they're not given the respect which they wanted completely. They're not trained properly. Believe it or not, Chetan, I've seen the institutions, faculty members, because I visit a lot of institutions. The faculty members does not know the learning outcomes. What is the outcome of a course? Recently, 6 months back only, the UGC has implemented outcome-based learning. almost all 70% of the faculty members does not know the learning outcomes and how the outcomes are measured. Make the student what he wants. So you know that the outcomes are assessed by certain tools. The tools has to be such a way that the student should get the learning. Then only your success in the outcome. So what we have in our system, you have only the examination system. Class में पढ़ाओ, exam लिखो, 80%, 90% लाओ, बाहर है तो nil completely. The same thing is happening in private institutions also, private universities in India. We have around 945 or 50 private universities. You can only say that around 200 to 300 universities, yes. This is my personal visit to the institutions, and I visit and I also tell them very clearly, these are the things you have to make it complete.
Well, thank you for pointing out two very frank and brilliant, I'd say, very insightful points. One is the dangerous alignment between politics and education, which is actually done a disservice to the entire sector, not just in terms of disengaging with the students at the level that they should be, but also being irresponsible in not partaking the kind of education they should be at the right price and with the right values. I think it's a very, very important point. And the second point which you made was to highlight the over-theorizing of our education system and not aligning it with the practical needs. So thank you for that as well. From my point of view, when you build the character of a nation, it's very important to first build the character of its students, of its citizens. Do you think that the education system invokes character building?
I cannot say that 100%. It makes sense. It makes sense.
One final word of yours, your message, your advice to the students and the teachers, the fraternity at large, and your final word for our initiative at edumate.tv.
My final word is, knowledge is the basis of action. Action is the basis of achievement. Achievement is the basis of the fulfillment. When you have a knowledge, it should be action. When you have action, you have achieved something. When you have achieved, you have fulfilled your dreams. I think there is a good initiative by you getting into an education, because nobody has done the privately. Nobody has come forward. It's a good initiative to come out as an educational TV with a quality perspective.